Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. As the dust begins to settle on the holiday season and we get past all the chaos and craziness of buying gifts and merchandise and advertisements and all these things, as we get past all that and we begin to get back into the rhythm of life, it's good for us to know where we should place our feet and where we can remain grounded in our day-to-day life. And the book of Revelation in chapter 18 helps us to remember what life really is all about, or maybe to be more specific, what life isn't all about. Because in Revelation chapter 18 we have Babylon falling, and we talked about yesterday how there are a lot of different views on what Babylon actually is, what it signifies here in the book of Revelation. But whatever it signifies, it seemed to be the source of a lot of produce and merchandise and wealth for people, particularly the merchants. In chapter 18, there it talks about in verse 11, and the merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her because no one buys their cargoes anymore. Cargoes of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and every kind of citron wood and every article of ivory and every article made from very costly wood and bronze and iron and marble and cinnamon and spice and incense and perfume and frankincense and wine and olive oil and fine flour and wheat and cattle and sheep and cargoes of horses and chariots and slaves and human lives. And it talks about other luxurious things that these merchants had obtained through Babylon and how they had become extremely wealthy. But Babylon, as described in Revelation chapter 18, falls in 1 hour. It says in verse 19, and they threw dust on their heads and were crying out, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, woe, the great city in which all who had ships at sea became rich by her wealth, for in 1 hour she has been laid waste. In 1 hour, in one moment, this source of great wealth and affluence was brought down, and everything that they had supported their whole economy on basically had fallen apart, and it happened in very, very short time. And so this helps us to be reminded that, the things of the world, the little comforts and the possessions and the things that we think will give us both security but also pleasure, the things that we sometimes have our hearts drawn to through advertisements and the appealing aspect of the world that tries to draw our hearts to the world. We got to remember that those things will one day pass away, and sometimes pass away very, very quickly. This is why the Apostle John says in 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15, starting in verse 15, do not love the world, nor the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the boastful pride of life is not from the Father, but is from the world. The world is passing away, and also its lust. But the one who does the will of God lives forever. All these things that are described in Revelation chapter 18 appeals to the lust of the flesh, to the desires of the mind and the desires of the eyes and the pride of life, and tries to draw men's hearts into the things of the earth. But as 1 John chapter 2 reminds us, and as Revelation chapter 18 describes, all those things will one day pass away. Whether it's because some major either network of nations or some nation falls and the economy crashes, or the end of the world comes and all of it passes away, or even the end of our lives come and we're left with nothing. We can take nothing out of this world, we're told. And so one day, everything that we might be pursuing, everything we might be desiring that is of this world, will no longer be accessible to us in one way or the other. And so what we must do then is fix our eyes on things that go beyond this world, the things that are eternal, the things that are not just temporary and fleeting, but the things that will last forever. To not lay up treasures here on the earth where it is corrupted, where the moth comes in and destroys, where the thief comes in and steals, but to accumulate treasure in heaven, where nothing of this world can touch it, and where we have security and assurance of blessing and honor and glory for eternity. So let's be encouraged as we read Revelation chapter 18, that as we read about this Babylon falling, that really all the world is falling. All the world is falling apart in one way or the other, and will not really be able to sustain us for the long term, especially through eternity. And we want to turn our eyes and fix our eyes on Christ, who can supply us with abundant life, who can supply us with eternal life and eternal blessings that will be with us thousands upon millions of years from now and on into eternity. So let's keep our eyes fixed on the right things. Let's prioritize our lives around those things and keep our eyes on Christ. Keep on walking the path with him, clinging to him, and abiding in him. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we are reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.